So you put more weight on the left, it's going to turn left. More weight on the right, it's going to turn right. And likewise backwards.
I can handle it now. Put it down.
Oh!
Oh, I was almost on it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another beautiful day in Vancouver. And today we're going to talk about the July 2021 Vancouver real estate update.
Commit!
I'm trying to.
There you go. July 2021.
Great stuff.
Market update. So we're not going to go through details of the numbers because
It's
crystal ball.
muchness.
Our crystal ball came true again, first of all.
We're now referred to as the crystal ball.
crystalballrealestate.com and .ca. Is all the changes are 0.01, 0.03, they're kind of useless and irrelevant in my opinion.
Yeah.
The market is still going the way it has been. Activity peaked, as we all know, in March, and is still slowly, lightly toning down. Still a seller's market. You're still going to see, depending where you are, multiples, and a lot of stuff. The mass majority, definitely not in multiples. Seller expectations too high, buyers disagree, blah, blah, blah. Money is still cheap, although slowly increasing up. That's July.
Yeah, I mean, this month especially, it's less about the specific figures and more about the trend that we're seeing, I would say. For the last couple of months, we've been saying how the market is still in seller's territory, which it still is. It's just the trend that things are starting to calm down. Obviously, that first happened with sale prices, multiple offers, the sales demand, and then home price index still increasing. And again, our crystal ball moment is we pointed to, as the months go on, we think it's going to calm down even more. We're seeing minimal changes in pricing. We think that's going to reduce even more. And that's what happened in July, exactly. We're actually seeing like 0.1% decreases in a couple of home price index. So it's pretty much showing the trend, and the trend is what we're looking for right now. In fact, the only reason that the market is, I want to say, hanging on the way that it is now is because there's such low levels of inventory. But looking at it this way, there's such low levels of inventory below the 10-year average, your favorite statistic.
Thank you again for bringing it up.
And the market is still slowing. So even though there's less inventory, the market is still slowing, and typically sales are obviously like the key factor in that. So I think we're going to see it soften even more. I think fall is going to be a really telling period. So my prediction for fall, personally, we haven't spoken about this, so I don't know if yours is the same. I think it's going to soften off even more, as I think when the fall period rolls around, there will be more product that will come to market, and I don't think there will be the demand in order to keep up with it. So I'm not going to say it's going to go into buyer's market territory. I'm still going to stick with our seller's market prediction, but I think it's going to taper off even more, and we're going to get into that balanced market.
I do agree, and I have stated that in past videos. Again, getting down, as we are still technically in seller's market, I don't think it's going to severely adjust down to, like you say, get into buyers. But I still think on the same dialogue of people now with a bit more flexibility, no one's wearing masks. If it continues down this road and we keep unlocking and don't go the route of Kelowna and all that, I think people are just not, there's still the core people that need to do something, but for the most part, the craziness that we saw again, which peaked in March, I don't think it's coming back. I think people have now flexibility, they can travel, and their minds are elsewhere. So unless they have to do something, which, as we know, only a fraction of the market has to ever do anything, the rest of the group is tied into buyer exhaustion, and they've got options with their time and money, and they're going to take options elsewhere.
Yeah, so I think to summarize up here, if you haven't watched our previous market updates, the trend is happening, which is the market is essentially slowly slowing down. So the trend is what's important right now, and that trend is the market slowing down. So those are things to think about. We're still not in a position where buyers can go in and start requesting $100,000 off of asking price, or even $50,000 off of asking price, because the market is slowing. but we're also not at the point where sellers can expect ridiculous figures over asking price like the market was previously before.
Just second to that, as we've said before, in other markets that have toned down without new benchmarks in a relatively recent amount of time, the biggest roadblock is sellers say 2 months ago that's what sold, so I want that number. The activity of the buyers are saying, yeah, but it's been 2 months and it's no longer worth that. So that's where things are kind of butting heads and where you're getting days on market. So I think that will continue because sellers are typically, unless they need to do something, which is only a fraction of them, quite hard-headed with that sort of stuff.
Yes, so I wouldn't panic when you see 40, 50, 60 days on market, because it is that point where you said where they're butting heads and there's that, you know, give it a few months time. I think everyone will be more adjusted to, oh, it's been on 40, 50, 60 days. That's fine. That's normal now. It's just because we're going through that transition period.
Slowly but surely, yeah.
So I think that rounds us out for this week. If you have any further questions, reach out as always. I'm about to epically leave on this bad boy.
Smoothly, go, lean, bend your knees.
Can you speed this up?
Lean, speed up.
How do I speed up and stand still?
Lean, forward.
How do I stand still faster?
Toes down.
As opposed to up?
Go. There you go. Let's go in.
Okay, going out. Al, please bail.
Do it, just jump over.
Wait, I'm not recording. Let's cut films, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, that's it, man.
I'm done, I'm out. I'm not paid enough.